Okay. So last week we have just started the induction, right?
Induction. Yeah, we did. No, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Last week we didn't have a class.
Okay. So that week we have just started this basic of VMware, right? Okay. Perfect.
So can I ask you, Sid, are we going to have 2 lessons this week? Because this week we missed. Last week you had your holiday, so we didn't do any class.
Yeah, you can join tomorrow. No problem.
Okay. Perfect. How was your holiday?
Actually, it's not holiday because it's a festival here, but
Okay.
it's not so long. I was staying in home. Yeah.
Right.
That's a little bit of enjoyment. That's it.
Oh, good.
Okay. So virtualizations basically what exactly the thing is that. So that we already know, right? Because
Yeah.
it's actually reducing the cost of hosting the servers, right? That means a number of servers, basically what we provide the support, infrastructure in what we provide the support. We provide support the applications, right? So basically all the inbuilt applications which companies are using for their manufacturing, for their day-to-day billing purpose, our server engineer duty is to give them proper support so that they can be billable in the market, right? Now any kind of servers where the application hosted is down, then definitely it's a non-billable and company will get penalized from his client. Based on that, let's say a company having around 40 regular application. So these 40 apps, they must be hosted on a server, right?
Yeah.
These 40 apps, they must be, because they cannot host 40 apps on a same server because server will crash. So the ratio is only one server can host only one application at a time. So in that case, how many servers we need? 40 servers. So if the company is getting purchased 40 servers, so it will be a huge financial headache, right? So initially when company is getting started its business, so 40 physical server is huge financial headaches. So VMware comes with a solution that they have a features called hypervisors. That is operating systems which can virtualize or which can outsource its own hardware so that others 2-3 machines or based on the capacity server can be configured. That means one physical server can host multiple virtual computers. So in that case, if we purchase 10 physical machines, so 10 physical machines or 12 physical machines can easily accommodate my 40 servers. Got it? Now my question, what are the only these things will provide VMware or something else? There is a huge features to manage your data center in terms of software defined data centers. Earlier, an old IT business, every companies or every manufacturing units or every factories, they have a separated room with all equip of IT products like server rack, like storage box, like network switches, along with secure bay and cooling sensors processors installed. Nowadays these all are gone because one single rack server can be treated as a data center and it's called the software defined data centers. Let's come to the PPT. Okay, because theoretical part we have to understand well, then we'll jump to the practicals. Okay, now I'm telling you one thing, before beginning this course, it's not like servers, like huge topics, huge practicals, not like that. The topic is very small topic and small practicals, because here you are not managing only one standalone servers. Instead of one standalone servers, you are actually managing the data centers. Got my point? So you in VMware, your intention to manage data center, not server. Okay. Now server is the part, a server is the component here in data center, but how you utilize your servers and how you effectively utilize your infrastructure here, the proper planning. Now data center comes into the concept. Okay.
Yeah, so this is multiple application that we'll be looking into, right?
Not only multiple.
Is one
exactly. See, generally the demand is multiple application. We have to host it on multiple domain controller. Now concern is multiple domain controllers, multiple storage, multiple device, all are very costly. Got it? So nowadays, day by day, as a company having different requirements. So applications also are increasing. Now each time company will buy physical servers. It's not the possible, right? That is why VMware come here. Now whenever VMware come here, the VMware is not at all end with virtual computing. Here you also have the virtual networking. Here you also have the virtual storage. Here also you have the app pool, resource pooling, also have the alert based monitoring, also have the network switches, distributed switches, all this stuff is up there. Okay?
Right.
So now this picture, what you are understanding here, in these pictures, basically this is a physical servers. This whole are a physical server. It may be HP, it may be Dell, it may be IBM. Okay. Now in these physical servers, there is a operating systems installed, right? On top of the operating systems, you can host it virtual machines over there, right? Now these physical servers having such a capability, every server is having capabilities, physical RAM I'm telling, 64 GB of RAM, 2 TB of hard disk, 16 core of processors. So this is the physical capability of the hardware. Now the ways you're installing here, it's called hypervisors or bare metal. Okay.
Okay.
That operating systems have a features. So minimum hardware he will take to run his operating system. Rest of the hardware he can ready to outsource for other computers. That means you have options to create machines on top of this ways. How? Your question, how you can do this? Nothing. Simple. There is a physical machines. On this physical machine we will install one OS. It's called ESXi, right? After install the ESXi, in general you cannot create the virtual machine if you log into DCUI. Got it? No, this option will not come. DCUI for only the ESX server health. Through this you can provide the IP address. Through this you can provide IP address. Through this you can provide network address. You can provide services monitoring like that. What you need to do, from a Windows based machines, you need to have a console with ESXi. Web based console or else through a vSphere client. Then only you can access ESXi in console mode, and there is the options to create virtual machine on top of it. Clear? Clear? So
it's like we used to create virtual machine in AD. So we create that virtual machine, and then inside virtual machine we install this bare metal.
See, generally the hardware we installed here. So actually this is a little bit different. Don't found similarity with server. Okay, it's a kind of data center, because here you will have to manage multiple server with proper manner, with proper accommodation. So your main intention is the capacity management instead of server management. Got it? So don't confuse here in server. So that earlier time you are conscious about server operating system, forget about it. Now you have to manage your all the hardware infrastructure capacity. Clear? So the ESXi is installed on that particular hardware, and from another computer machines you can take a console session. Now once you take the console session, inside of that console you will have to log in and you can have options to create virtual machines over there. Clear?
Okay.
Yes. So now this is a difference or legacy difference between your physical data center and virtual data center. Clear? Process of creating software based data center, sorry, I just telling you one thing. Just a minute, because tomorrow class will not possible because my VMware license is expired. Okay, so we have to purchase the new license. So I'll just request you next week, and that means this week it's not possible. Next week I will give you 2 simultaneous class. Okay, Monday, Tuesday. That means tomorrow Tuesday will not possible. Next week Monday you have a class as usual, and 1 extra class I will arrange on Tuesday. Clear?
Just wait. Monday 25th, Monday 26th. Okay, that's fine.
Because this week I have to clean, because my old VMware batch has just now gone, and I have to purchase new license, I have to renew the setup, so it will take some time, because this is the existing lab. I have to destroy this lab and I will create lab for you. And,
okay, no problem. So 25th and 26th will do.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yes. So that I was forget to tell you. Okay. So this was actually physical tradition, because this site is a physical data center. That means that that is an old traditional data center, I guess. Here all physical machines have hosted app. That means here is the requirement. This is the requirement of 6 applications, and 6 application they need 6 server. Whereas in this virtual data center options, the 6 applications can hosted between 3 different physical host. Sorry, 1 physical host, 3 multiple virtual machine on it. So this is the difference between physical data center and virtual data center. That means overall it's reducing the price. Got my point? Overall it's reducing the price. That is the process of creating software based data center from hardware based. Right? Clear?
Okay.
Perfect. Like, you know, the physical data centers, that is also, see, whenever you have a disk space, whenever you need a huge storage, then definitely in physical data centers you have options. You have to purchase a physical storage box, sandbox. I think you have heard about it, right? Sandbox. So physical sandbox in normal traditional data center, they need to purchase the physical storage. They need to purchase physical network devices. They need to purchase physical servers. Same thing can be modelized, and it can be a virtual. That means virtual server, virtual storage, virtual networks, virtualization layer in hypervisors. So all this can possible in here in virtualizations. Clear?
Okay.
How it's actually reducing the cost. See, if you are thought it's reducing my server cost, but what about the rest of the things? How that virtual server will communicate through networks, because the network is in physical networks. How the virtual server will communicate my physical storage, because this is virtual server. So they have created inbuilt networks. They have created inbuilt storage for you. Got it? So virtually you have to manage your infrastructure. Okay. So in a physical server, as I told, in a physical servers, while you installing the hypervisors, the physical box must have CPU, right? The physical box must have memory, right? The physical box must have networks and physical storage. On top of it, we will create machines, and that machines can use same hardware resources. That is the feature of this particular OS called hypervisors. Clear? So this is the fundamental I'm telling you. I mean, if you do not have understanding of fundamental, then it will be a big problem. Okay, so that is why theoretical part is very important in VMware. Okay. So generally, when we are remove dependency from physical hardware. Basically, that is the big challenge. Got my point? But let's say this is a physical server. If the physical server, there is a virtual machine, virtual application hosted. This is a physical server 1 and physical server 2. Now, in case the physical server 1 is failed, what about the application on it? Where they should go? Where they should go? So within server, they also crash. They also crash, right? But,
yes.
But in VMware, there is a feature called VMotion. In VMware, there is a feature called VMotion. In VMotion, what happened actually? In VMotion, let's say 3 more machines are running on it. Okay, and there is also 3 more machines are connected on it. These all are interconnected through a switch. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's say this physical server is crashed.
Yeah.
Then what? Then you know there is a features. You have to enable the feature first, because this will not do the automatic. You have to know the proper network segment, proper network technologies, architecture, and proper installation. Then only there is a features called VMotion. That means all these virtual machine, whenever the physical host fail, they will move to another
server.
So now tell me, is this possible in physical environment?
No.
No. So how much, it's very interesting, and how much feature will come that VMware virtualizations come here. Got it? Next is benefit of virtualizations. Basically here hell lot of benefits we have. First option is availability. Second option is manageability. Third option is performance, recoverability, security, scalability, cost effective, and efficiency. These are actually the basic benefit of virtualization. The interviewer can ask 2 questions. What are the basic benefits of virtualizations? So these are the main things. Now next couple of slides, each and individual module will understand. So first of all, he's telling availability. Okay, so that I'm telling you before, that in case a physical server fails, the VM machines, that means vCenter, will detect that failure. Got it?
Okay.
Will detect that failure, and they will sense, oh my god, something went wrong. Before server crash, they migrate the virtual machine to other working servers, physical servers. So this is called availability. Increase availability, reduce downtime, easy maintenance, automatic failover options. Okay, here it's a features called HA, high availability. So in high availability features, basically it's detect certain problem, collision. Let's say I'm telling you, because this is not at all standalone, because if you are installing one ESXi and on top of you are installing the virtual machine, that will not be the proper features. You need to purchase your VMware license, that means vCenter license. vCenter is nothing but a give you the console to manage multiple ESXi hosts. vCenter will give you the features to manage multiple ESXi host. Clear?
Right.
along with your all this network and storage equipment. Now one question for your IQ level. Now, okay, let me draw the information. This is a data store, okay? Storage are keys. Storage I'm telling you.
Okay. So this data center, is it the same as the one we have with Azure Cloud?
No, that is a totally different. So here, I'm telling you now, the server, VMware, Azure administration, it's totally a different kind, but this is one interrelated. Now, because earlier we are concerned about the server, we are concerned about this network, we are concerned about the storage. Now VMware telling everything is there, but not physical. You have to purchase through software. You can manage, but definitely in background there is a hardware layer, but this is limited, not so much of high. Now in cloud, you know, this all structure as cloud, it's gone. You no need to worry about your infrastructure management. You just want to set up. Set up for what? Everything there in the setup. You no need to worry about your server downtime. You no need to worry about your network problem. You no need to worry about your storage disk. Nothing. All are predefined, and everything there is a subscription. Okay. One more information I am telling you. See, server, VMware, you are taking trainings and you can do practice, fine. But in cloud, you need to have a credit card. That is very mandatory. Without credit card, cloud education will not possible. Okay. So, either what happened in credit card, any first credit card you need, that credit card will give you, in Microsoft Azure will give you 1 month of access. 1 month of free access. After that, you have to go with called pay as you go. In pay as you go model, I'm telling you, it's very, very cheap. That means if you do practice in a week, okay, whatever the classes we did, you do practice in your end. It's actually deducting kind of amount 300 rupees. So how much 300 rupees in your currency, that much will be deducted from your credit card. Let's see, calculate. So 300 rupees to,
I think it's about $3.
No. 300 rupees equivalent, your euro, right?
Yeah. Or even dollar.
3.43 euro.
Yeah, it's about £3. Yeah.
3.43 euro. Okay, 3 euro they will take if you regularly practice it. Regularly, I'm telling you. You will not regularly practice, so it will come less than that. But remember, after create instance, if you forget to delete, then bill can come as a huge. This is the risk in cloud, I'm telling you. Okay, so it's your responsibility. After complete your practical, you have to delete these subscriptions. And without credit card, cloud learning, it's not possible. Okay. So we have a 3-4 months. Because VMware will take around 3-4 months to complete. After that, we will go to the cloud. So if you do not have the credit card, so kindly apply on it right now. Okay. So because this is the credit card what Microsoft giving you, it's giving you 1 month of free of cost. But in 1 month we have already completed, because in 4 classes we have completed 1 month. Okay. After that we have to go pay as you go. In pay as you go options, I'm telling you, if you do not use your systems, then no bill will come. No bill will come. Nothing you have to pay. But if you use your cloud system, let's say you are creating one instance, or you are creating one machines, okay, even you are creating certain practicals, then how much time you are using, that kind of charges will come. Got my point?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now in vCenter options, what I'm telling you, like in vCenter options, that physical machines, once about the physical machines, let's say this machine's having problem. So maybe CPU is on highly utilized because all these machines CPU is green, that means healthy. One of the machine CPU is highly utilized, that means resource is in bottleneck, right? That means resource is on bottleneck. Now once it is bottleneck, everything it's sensing by vCenter. Everything is observing. What about the nature of this CSX? Because on top of that, virtual machines are running. Because anything wrong in the virtual machines, wrong in the physical server, virtual machine will be impacted, right?
Yeah.
So he will take some probability that it might be crashed. So what happened? He slowly move all these virtual machine to other working host. Okay. And if the server is not recovered, then he will permanently move all this machine to other working DC. And after some time, definitely it will be a problem because the problem happen on processor end. So after some it will be crashed. So this is the feature, it's called availability. Understood?
Okay.
Clear? Perfect.
It is called what, sorry?
Sorry?
You said it's called?
It's called availability feature actually. I mean
availability feature. Okay.
There is a features in VMware, it's called HA, high availability. So high availability will detect the problem and he will move that virtual machine. Clear?
Okay.
Next is manageability. Manageability, that's I'm telling you here. Centralized management, reduce human effort, enhance monitoring, fast provisioning and reduce complexity. That means, see, this server having issue. Might be this server located on France. And there is a holiday, Christmas, no one understands. Okay. No one there in the data center. And all the machines are running on it. Now who will monitor that my machines are running or not? Who will monitor? That monitoring is done by vCenters. That kind of features are there. So he will move the virtual machines, one machines to another machines, one machines to another machine. Even the agent of this ESXi, if that, because he cannot recover these things, he cannot remediate these things, but he can send, vCenter can send mail to directly administrator email that's this particular host having some problems. So currently last couple of hours CPU utilization is quite bit of high, and there is a VMotions happen. All this running virtual machines are crossing to another particular machines. Kindly have a look. This kind of message administrator will receive. Now you can understand how, what are the intelligence this have vCenters. Clear? Is your physical server will tell you. If is in your data center, any physical server having any troubles, any kind of information will you get until unless you they are in office? No.
Yeah.
Even after you reaching the office, you have to round in your data center and observe is there any amber lights going on. Because without amber line you can't even understand there is a problem in the physical servers. Clear? Okay. Next is performance. Performance means as you know, the software defined data centers is already managing the hardware. So here through software you can check the performance of the hardware. How about the disk IO? Let's say a highly critical application having a huge SQL database. Now you are much aware than me in SQL database that the database transaction will generate a whole lot of logs, right? SQL logs. So on time off, if you are not clear that logs, disk may be full, right? Database size will be increased. If you are not shrink the database, it will crash the disk, right? So utilizations also are continuously increasing. So here there is a options performance. Through performance capability you can monitor all those services. Clear? Because last week you see one of the physical host continuously CPU utilized. Now through these options, reporting options, you can check specific which time to which time server CPU is getting spike, from which time to which time disk IO is increased, from which time to which time server is overutilized. Because see, whenever application owner will get back to you, hey, I am getting server slowness because I am not able to log in the server, my application is getting timeout. Why? Because server not stable. Got it? So now application owner will give you the high priority mail and he want to know the justification. Then how you manage? Then how you do that? How you get that report about the server performance? Through this report module, performance report module. Clear?
Okay.
Let's say I'm an application owner and I know Nancy is the database team. He manage my database, application database, and any problem happen, I directly call to Nancy in office hours. Nancy, I'm not able to, my application is getting hung. Even server, I check with server team that they are telling server CPU usage is quite normal. So did you face any blockage from database end? Can you please check? So definitely you check and find out there some deadlocks are there. Got it? So some deadlocks are there. Now my question, this kind of probability, why we do not have any certain monitoring systems? If SQL server have any blocks, who will let us know? After doing the manual involvement. That is why performance based report module is very necessary for all of us. Got it? So in that cases, that options or module options is very much required. That is, in VMware you have options to check your hardware manageability. Clear? Sometime application owner informs you that my application is getting slow response. Did you check, is there any block? You find no, there is no block. Then what is the problem? Problem is happen that virtual machine is running on a disk, hard disk, storage which is on storage end, there may be IO. Do you know what do you mean by IO? Input output request. Got it? Input output delay. That means it's a delay between input output. It's called IO. So this kind of delay will be increases when the device is getting very old. So IO will be increased. That is why all these hardware companies like storage, NetApp, like they will always upgrade their firmware, so that time to time if they upgrade the firmware, so they can prevent this kind of input output delay. So let's say the one server is continuously getting IO, disk IO high, we have to inform storage team. Now storage team, they don't acknowledge it. They say no, everything fine from our end, but every time you are facing. Now who will lose the business? Definitely application will lose the business. Now if application will lose the business, they will leave that server team or database team. All three people will be face the problem. Now database team come to you, server team, I need that periodic time, which time to which time server is getting highly utilized. You find that there is no utilizations, memory is quite good, CPU is quite good. Then what is the problem? Let's say check the disk utilization. You find that disk IO is getting high, and every day from this time to this time the disk IO is getting high. Why? Because then that period of time some antivirus is getting scanned, and that antivirus is on VM level. It's called vShield or something else, not the system antivirus. It's from vCenter, overall infrastructure scanning. So that is the reason the CPU getting high. So after you find it out, you can check with antivirus team, hey, why you are doing scanning in business hours? Why not you are doing off business hours? Now my client is European client, so they are work on CET time. So after their business hours, that means 11 p.m. of Indian time, the client is going to sleep. So from there, you will start the scanning till their next day business hours, so that we can prevent the escalations. We can avoid the escalations. Clear?
Okay.
So these things how you find out through this reporting options. Clear?
Yeah.
These are the feature actually you need to understand. Next is recoverability. Recoverability what? Restore from. See, recoverability basically I am telling you.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm just drinking
Okay.
water. So, let's say you are, okay, let me
just grab a glass of water. Just hold there for me,
Sure,
please.
not a problem.
Just 1 minute. I'm back.
Okay. So,
Recoverability.
yeah, recoverability. So generally, let's say there is a database migration is going on. So your basic intention is to migrate your database from one physical host to another physical host, or one server to another server. So now during this you have a proper planning, you have a knowledge, everything. So anything before transformation you did, after you copy that files and move that machine database to here, from here it is not working. Now you are checking many things, you have a 4 hours downtime. What my point? You have a 4 hours downtime. So your stakeholders and customers will allow you 4 hours you can work and no one can use the applications. If anyone use the application, then that will be taken for granted, so no need to worry about it. But in 4 hours you have to do that jobs and make this server available exact on 4 hours. So you agreed, your business agreed, and your manager agreed. Now you have a, before this perform this kind of activities, you definitely have a change plan, and this change plan also have the approved by senior architect, all those stuff. Now sometime we are human, right? We may be some mistakes. So while your executions, some steps are missing, something went wrong, that after moving all those stuffs here, from here database is not connecting, it's showing certain error or message. So again you are thoroughly checking, so that downtime end. Now how will you restore the database and how will you get back VM to them? Will you have any options? Will you
Backup option.
What backups? Backup already.
If you had taken.
No, backup. See, backup already you have. If you restore the backup, will the database work? Because you have already clear all those files from cut the file from here to there. Now tell me, how you do that? Do you have any options that you can restore the session before migration? Same session, same setting. Do you
Snapshot?
have snapshot? Yes.
No.
So, and snapshot facility is available on VMware. That means it will capture the server settings, last known good configurations. Last known good configuration, whatever there in the server, you will, if you take a snapshot before your migration, so anything wrong behind this 44 hours downtime, so you can restore it back and you tell them change is failed due to some problem. So we go through the production, you can start working. And another day you will do another some research, and another day we will take another planning. It doesn't mean that all critical change will be executed. Something will fail, and again you will do some research, will need a Microsoft support. So then all that is why infrastructure is going on, right? But in case the change is failure, then what will be the recoverability option? That is a big concern, and this is a big process defined in ITIL. Got it? I think you have passed the ITIL, right? Do you have ITIL certification?
Yeah.
Okay, ITIL very important.
My degree.
No.
My degree or what?
No, not degree. ITIL is the certification because because if you
ITIL.
ITIL.
Oh no! I don't have it. I saw you help someone.
Yes, because 2 people in my groups, they have did the ITIL certification. This is very important, and it is very value in European projects and all those stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and Prince too.
Prince too, exactly. So all certification I help people to pass.
Oh, fantastic. I saw that guy in Germany.
Yes. So in ITIL there is a big topic mentioned for recovery module, how you recover and restore. So in VM there is an option snapshot. Through this you can restore server in the well-known good configuration before your migration done. Clear?
Okay.
Perfect. Next is what? Security. Next is security. Security, because all your virtual machines are encrypted options, because in vCenter there is a security SSO protected, single sign-on protected, VMware vCenter having some certificates, data rest encryptions, folder segregations, multi-tenant security, VM files encryptions, disk security, because network security, hypervisor security, all those stuffs are very strict here, because no one can hack your infrastructure. Even I'm telling you, instead of physical model, virtual model security is very high, because the storage is sending storage data, it is also an encryptions, data encryptions. Virtual machines files are inside the storage itself are protected and encrypted. Even vCenter, you are connecting to vCenter, it's called the SSO, single sign-on. That is also protected through certificates. Clear? So the security is very concerned here. So interviewer may ask you question, what kind of security here there is in VMware? This all are these stuffs. Network level security, disk security, VM file encryptions, SSO authentication, data at rest encryption, folder segregation, multi-tenant security. Clear?
Okay.
Next is scalability. The scalability means what? Scalability means you can increase your scale up, scale down. Scale up, scale down. What do you mean by scale up? Scale up means one of the physical machines, let's say there's a physical machines. One of the physical machines having requirement right now 2 gigs of CPU. So in 2 gigs of CPU in physical server, if you do, you need to power off, you need to open the hard disk, or if you need to open the CPU, and then you have to, there is a compatibility options. But in scalability, within a, if you end up, there is options called hot plugging in VMware. Through this, you can a fraction of a minutes you can increase the CPU, you can increase the RAM, you can increase the disk whenever you need. But not, it's not the auto scaling. Auto scaling will learn on Azure cloud. But scalability options started from on-premises VMware. Got it?
Okay.
So these scalability options we will learn more on when we will learn from the Azure cloud. Okay. So scalability is better flexibility and scalability at CPU, memory, NIC, disk without hassle. Hot plug options, as I told now, hot plugging options are also available. If you enable this option with the running machines, you can add it CPU, you can add it memory, you can add it disk. No need to be dependent on procuring the new hardware. No need to take a long downtime. Got my point? Okay. Let's say you have a physical server, and in physical server you need to change the CPU. First of all, there is a problem. Problem with what? If you purchase CPU from market, after you install the CPU, you find out that your motherboard clock pulse and CPU clocks are not matching. Display is not coming. Machine is not getting up. Second problem, the processor is getting overheated because it's need a more coolant jelly on that. So this kind of hell lot of problems in physical end. Whereas VMware telling, if you enable the hot plugging, machines are running on top of it, you can easily change your hardware. That is called scalability. Got my point?
Okay.
Now you need, let's say you are planning to create clusters and your virtual machines must have 2 NIC cards immediately without downtime. How you do that? You can, with the running machines, you can add a NIC card. That is called scalability.
What clusters?
Cluster, it's a normal Microsoft failover cluster. But let's say consider that machines is located on vSphere. Then you know the cluster, right? Microsoft clusters. Failover cluster that we did not practice.
Oh, yeah.
Now consider if that virtual machines are running on VMware, then you need a couple of NIC cards, right? So how come they will do? If you do not have hot plugging enabled in your systems, will you able to add the NIC card?
No.
No. That is
so you know, in AD, when we were doing on AD, we used to go to NIC card and you could add, you could increase the, you could do like 40 or 60 GB like this. Remember when we go to AD?
Exactly. It's not
so
AD.
Is it the same thing?
It's not AD. Don't confuse the AD. AD is the Active Directory, is a different thing, the identity options. It's a server. It's a server, basically server. You can tell it's a server. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Perfect. But I'm telling you, this is not a auto scaling. Same things we will, whenever we learn on cloud, you can't imagine the same, based on the demand, machine will automatically scale up, automatically scale down.
Okay.
See, in Amazons, in Flipkarts, whenever their big billion day started or Christmas sales started, so many people are moving, so many people are visiting their sites. So based on the load defined, they can create 4-5 servers automatically, and every times users are getting mailed, that means administrator is getting mailed 4 server created. But whenever the loads are getting decreased, the machines are automatically reduced. This is called auto scaling that we learn on Azure Cloud. See, why I am telling you all those stuff is, you will face a hell lot of problem in the on-premises server, on-premises VMware. Then only people go in cloud, right? Why should people go to cloud? If you tell anyone, go to cloud, they will scare. They will say, no, man, I will lose my jobs. No, that doesn't mean you lose the jobs. Why people lose the job? Because on time basis, if you not upgrade your skills, definitely you will be lose your job, right? So in your home, your kitchen will not be module, but kitchen component should be developed, right? You need one kind of module. See, earlier times there is a kitchen chimney. The kitchen chimney only, out the whatever the wages come from this kitchen, after cook, they will just refresh that warm heat. Nowadays, kitchen chimney having intelligence, he know when, not every time smoke will come. Whenever smoke will come, it will automatically sense and start it. Automatically cleans the oil dust oil. So these kind of things are upgrading. Now, this cannot be possible your old kitchen chimney. Then what you need to do? You need to retire that old kitchen chimney, or you need to sell that old kitchen chimney, or you need to scrap that old kitchen chimney, and you need to buy a new kitchen chimney from market, right?
Yeah.
That is why upgradation is required or mandatory for everyone. Earlier days, the requirement was come, people should know Active Directory, or people should know Windows Server Active Directory. Nowadays, requirement will come, people should know Active Directory, Azure Active Directory, Office 365 Exchange. Now you understand. You know only AD. Then how will you get the job? How will you change yourself? So keep on learning, keep on upgradations. Got my point?
Sure.
This is basically the bullshit life of IT.
Well, I love it.
Okay.
When I get to 50 something, then maybe I can be a consultant.
Exactly. See, I will tell you the best option now. You go to management line instead of consultant, because consultant line, it's not for long time age. At the age of 50, you can't imagine that this kind of headaches or this kind of things you cannot afford that age. So if you go with management line like project management, or let's say service management, or let's say capacity management, or financial management in IT, so this is the life is quite, you are just creating a report and you just send mail to escalation, and you will handle the escalation, you will follow up with technical teams. That is most quietly easier job. But but before that, you must have know about this technical knowledge, or else you cannot identify who is telling
the truth.
Exactly, who is telling justifiable work, who is not doing. Got it? But then only you must have a proper knowledge.
In my company, a lot of managers are like 50, 60, like this,
Exactly.
Don't know in India, but here in the UK is like that.
Because every country they having same protocols, because senior people will deal only the business. See, whenever the manager job is not so easy, because
no.
Because in their job, 50% is technical and 50% is managerial.
Yeah.
Even after when they are posted now, some other next level senior manager or director, then the job is 30% technical, 30% managerial, and 30% business. Got my point? Now when you see, go to direct technical part, then it's totally business. See, here whenever you are engineer, your full life is on technicals. Your concentration only for how to fix troubleshooting, how to run the computer, or how to run these servers so that client will work. Now manager will help sometime their engineer, oh you don't know, tell him like that, and 50% he will arrange the resources, like that resource is very good, efficient, now he's leaving, now he have to sustain that, he have to stay back then, he have to retain him, try to retain him. This kind of policy in your life, so manager will do. On top of it, that senior manager, he don't know that persons, even he don't know any engineers, he know only managers. So If see, sometime technical part he also don't discuss, but he always try to reduce the cost. His maximum intention to reduce the cost of the project. He will tell, do you have anyone who can reduce from this project? Do you have anyone why I can reduce the project? No, there is a so many parties are going on in the team, because we cannot afford that much of party. No, we cannot buy this much of hardware. So their intention is like that. Why? Because they are getting pressure from the senior director. Now senior director who are sitting, actually bullshit person he is, because if that person's not able to run too many, not able to get many business from client, so what he do, he will try to cheap the price of the current project. He will do some recession, he will do some terminate some people, high paid resources, he don't know nothing, remove him, terminate him, project will go with dry options. So he will tell, okay, I cannot come the new business, but in existing business I have reduced the cost. So this is how you can save his job. Got my point?
Yeah.
Now very good manager, very good director don't believe to resource cut down. He will not take more resources, but existing resources he cannot leave. So he will try to maximize run down his business. Got my point? This is their skills. Got my point?
Yeah.
So this is how project everything is going on in IT. Perfect. So next is what? Next is cost effective. Definitely now couple of slides we discuss about this, all those stuff. So now you could understand that every IT company cannot go with cost. You are too much of efficient engineer with having good knowledge, will your manager will increase you salary in 2 times in a year? Or
no.
Or you have to wait for the performance appraisals.
Performance appraisal.
Even after performance appraisals, you are not quite happy after your increment.
No.
And
no.
your manager come and tell you, sorry, next time I will try. This time my manager say, this kind of this kind of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is not only in UK. Every part of India, it's the same thing happen.
Really?
Yeah. Before increment or before appraisal, manager has become a hero. He is my idol. I will do everything for you. You just help me. You just go run down my business. Once I get realizes you are the person, I will definitely do for you. But after increment,
nothing.
He will give you only single note. That much.
Only 2 figure. Or
that
2
is
figure.
That is why so many attrition in India, because people here in engineer, they already decided I am here only for 2 years. After 2 years, then I will jump other company. After 2 years, see, in India, a good technical architect, if you see his CV, 16-15 companies he already changed. 16-15 company he already changed just because of money. Because they can't give a good much of high. That is why they need to change.
Yeah.
Clear? So the costing part, cost effective part is very, it's important, because VMware basically look that area, and they are telling, okay, so I am giving you that options. So now you will take on, now company thought, oh my god, if we will not purchase that product, we have to buy how many have servers, we have to buy that kind of physical servers, we have to buy that kind of network packet, we have to buy that kind of network switches. Got my point? So it is very, very hectic for companies. So they not at all go. So they definitely purchase the VMware products. Then here basically VMware done this monopoly before cloud enter into the world. Got my point? See, who first developed the cloud? Do you know who first developed the cloud concept? Amazon. Amazon first learn and create cloud concept. Now once Amazon cloud in the year of 2007 or 8, I think 2008, Amazon come with cloud options. Then the term in India there is no company which using the cloud. Few companies from cloud, UK or Australia, they are using cloud model. Now rapidly they are developed their underlying hardware data centers. Okay, they are rapidly grow their every countries, they are increasing their hardware capabilities and they create data centers. So day by day our business are going. On top of that, Microsoft built their business. Why? Because Microsoft and Amazon and Google Cloud, what is the difference between three different cloud infrastructure? Did Google Cloud having the poor quality? Did Amazon having the poor quality? Then why Microsoft is so famous? Because Microsoft, it's playing a game with cost. That I'm telling you, simple I'm telling you, in India, when we are creating a virtual machines, the minimum hardware are creating the virtual machine, it's taking 6 rupees per hour. Got it? Same things you will create for Google Cloud, they will take 15 rupees per hour. Amazon, they will take 14 rupees per hour. The cheapest part is Microsoft based. Even the certification, even if you do cloud certification in Azure, that is a very cheap. But if you go with AWS certification, solution architect, if you go with Google Cloud, the certification price is too high. Because they cannot afford that low price, because their branding is a big things. For their branding purpose, they cannot go compromise with the quality. Whereas Microsoft, quality is good as well as price. Because Microsoft is actually kind of Chinese product. That is why their business is quite a bit of longer. Got my point? Not Chinese product, because Microsoft, you know that Microsoft, how they are increasing, because Amazon built cloud in the year of 2009. Okay.
Yeah.
Just wait. Amazon built cloud on 2009. Okay. But Microsoft first developed Azure Classic, not Azure Portal, Azure Classic, in the year of 2012, I guess. Yeah, 2011 or 12, something in this or that. After that, they have converted on ARM, Azure Resource Manager, and now you know the market of that. If the Amazon having 80% of market shares, if the Amazon that time in the ratio, I'm telling you 80% of market share, nowadays Microsoft having 70% of market share due to the price. Microsoft silently build their infrastructure first. Silently they have all portion of the world, they have built their data center. Silently, without informing anyone. And for business purpose they are developing. Undersea, undersea they have a huge data center in Pacific Oceans. Undersea they have a huge data center on Atlantic Oceans. It's all about they are included through clouds. That is why very fast, rapidly they have create their connectivity, they create their data centers, and after that they have developed their UI, user interface. Now everything in their hand. If they are provide the cheapest price for their client, everyone is looking for cheapest, they will come to cloud. Got it?
Yeah.
So these are the things for cost effective part. Clear?
Okay.
Next is efficiency. Efficiency, definitely, earlier VM was what's not supposed to be efficient, because if hardware was crashed, then it was not detected by vCenter, application server also crashed, everything is crashed. Now this kind of efficiency is coming here in newer version of VMware. Okay, they will detect certain failure, they will increase the productivities, okay, by moving the server from here to there. Agility means what? Agility means even you can take some or occupy certain resources from your application server. That means one of these servers every day, let's say one of the SQL servers, every day it is taking a huge amount of CPU, huge amount of disk space. Now this server, if this server hosted on a specific host machine, side by side rest of the servers also are doing, right? Side by side rest of the server also doing.
Yeah.
Now, if he is taking huge number of resources there, then how come rest of the server will work there? That is how there is an options called agility, or you can you can block, or you can already allocated some portion of hardware resources so that your server will have to work beyond this limitation. Got my point?
Yeah.
You are binding it, or you are already informally telling your server you cannot beyond this limit. So they will start working on that and they will tune their database accordingly. So this kind of informative or communication through agility, that options are available in VMware. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, types of virtualizations. I mean, last couple of minutes we are learning through the features of the VMware. Now we learn the types of virtualization. What are the virtualization types? So VMware not only virtualize the server, he can virtualize data center virtualization, he can virtualize storage, he can virtualize network, even desktop applications also virtualize. You know the sometimes called VDI, Citrix?
Yeah.
So Citrix is what? Citrix is application virtualizations.
All right. Okay.
Even
we use that a lot.
Yeah, even VDI. You heard about the VDI?
Yeah.
The VDI also called desktop virtualizations.
So what's that? Can you explain to me, please?
Exactly. So generally, first of all, I'm telling you storage virtualization. Okay. So let's draw that things. We'll understand the scenario. But generally, your virtual, let's say I'm telling you the storage virtualization first. So this is your ESXi host 1, this is your ESXi host 2, this is your ESXi host 3, or this is your ESXi host 4. Okay. So all are connected through network. Got it? Now storage also having the same features called storage cloud. So many storages you have to buy and inter networks, it become a cloud. Now let's say these servers, okay, for that only the structure is like that. Storage also have a switch called vSAN, SAN switch. Okay. So storage also have a SAN switch. So as these storage are interconnected each other, and this storage was connected with SAN switch, and now all these machines, physical machines, are connected through HBA. It's called host bus adapter. Host bus adapter.
Did you say SAN what?
No. I'm telling you all the physical machines are connected through the SAN switch through HBA. Port called
SAN switch.
Yeah.
Right.
HBA. It means host bus adapter. Host bus adapter is nothing but it's just like a the cables are coming, it's called these optical fiber. So it's a catcher for optical fiber traffics. It's called HBA. Okay. Now you need 2 TB here. So
you need what?
2 TB. 2 TB here.
Alright, 2 TB. Yeah.
So storage team will allocate some portion of the storage cloud, and this 2 TB bind here, 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 here. So that means every ESXi server will see that 2 TB. And now you create a data store. Data store means a kind of storage, virtual storage, that is formatted with VMware file systems. It's called VMFS. VMFS file system, it's called the data store. Because storage team using their script, their operating systems on tap DSM, that file system using CIFS, SIFs. That SIF share will be converted here through VMFS. And after that,
right there, SIFs, CIPS.
SIFs, CIFS, SIFs. CIFS. It's a file system of storage. Okay.
Okay.
But that file systems VMware will convert it VMFS. And that VMFS data store will be available these machines. Will be available these machines, available these machines, available this machine. So it is called storage virtualizations. Not my point. So any VM virtual machines will run on any of the ESXi host. Their setup file basically stored on this particular storage files. I mean data center. Data store. Then that is why there is all files are stored on data store. Whenever this machine, this physical server is cached, you very easily can move from one host to another host. Clear?
Okay.
If these files, if these servers are stay there, their local data store, then the process was locked. He cannot move because the file stored on local disk. That is why VMware having a storage virtualization is called data store. So that feature is available here. Clear?
In virtual machine filing system.
Yes. Here you also learn the networking itself. There is a 2 switch in VMware. One is standard switch, another is distributed switch. Standard switch, which is available on every ESXi host by features. Any licensing you will get standard switch. But distributed switch, which is provide only vCenter, enterprise license or standard licensing, whatever, it will be available. That is also a network virtualization part, because here we cannot more focus on network switches because network in our not concern. Those are from network team, they are actually more concerned. But yes, we will learn network switches, VMware network switches, and learn about all those stuff. Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
So next is what? Desktop virtualization. Desktop virtual means nowadays I'm telling you all this client basically nowadays you are working from home, right? So in working from home, earlier time what happened? Company will give you the laptop, right? And that laptop they have enabled the VPN. Now you connected to your home networks, and once you connected VPN, directly you establish connection with your office client, right? Now what happened? Company sometimes not able to give them office laptop, tell them you configure VPN in your personal laptop and use it. Now this happened, it's very risky. After their personal laptops, they have enabled the VPN, there is a huge chances that system can be infected by harmful viruses. And this was happened. Last years, when the corona just attacked, I think month of 2019, 2020 month of April, Cognizant was attacked by some ransomware attack. And you heard about it, right? So Cognizant was attacked by ransomware. Just because of this has happened, some of the employees or due to some reason, the system was infected and it was spread across this network. Nowadays, company what they're doing, company is telling boss, leave it. I do not give you any laptop, personal laptop. What they did, they create one virtual computer over their data centers, and that VDI they will provide you the link to their client, I mean their office staffs. They are from internet browser, they are opening that link, and virtual machines, they have to install certain Citrix tools or something else. Then only the virtual machine anyone can use from their any laptop, their personal laptop, and it is totally encrypted. If the system having virus infected, that not at all any risk, because the VDI was encrypted. Neither you can copy anything from your systems, neither you can copy from anything from that particular systems. Got it? Clear?
Yeah.
So the basic things we discussed, we also have a hell lot of things in this, because see what happened whenever we have started practical now. So practical, you do not have time to understand the theory part. But that is why the primary basic things we need to have a proper understandings. Got my point? Because so many things we discussed today, you prior to that you do not have that knowledge, right? So
yeah.
And the thing is that, because theory is not more here in VMware, not so much of theory, but the understanding part is very tough here. Okay, so I'm just gonna purchase the new license tomorrow in this week, and I will set up the lab, because even I will set up the lab front of you, because otherwise if I not show you, then we will not be able to understand. So
let me just see the next slide here, please.
Sure. Next time is we will go to the subjective. That means direct practical options. Okay.
Oh, so next, when you purchase now, we can go in the machine and do this.
Exactly. I will show you the ESXi installations. We'll show you that all these features one by one. That means this is how we work. First induction module is over. Next is VMware, ESXi by vCenter servers. Third is configure virtual networking. Fourth is configure storage. Fifth is managing virtual machines. Sixth is data center redundancy HNFT. Next is seven is VRS, VM, all those stuffs is VDP. Okay.
Okay. So we'll see you on Monday at same time, right?
Exactly.
Monday and Tuesday next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right then.
Okay.
Okay. Have a nice week. See you next week.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
So I already given you the book, right?